Today I'm going to talk about anxiety management. I have made a video before on anxiety and guilt and recovery, but because it's such a big topic and it's one of the major things to face and overcome in recovery, I thought I'd do another video on it. All of this comes from my website. I made a post on it I think a week or so ago on anxiety management. That's at everythingedrecovery.com. So everything is there if you want to look at it as well, but I wanted to make it into a video just in case anyone has missed it or it doesn't go on my website. It's impossible to avoid anxiety. I have said that before. It just is one of the biggest things in recovery, because this is why we respond to our eating disorders, is to avoid the anxiety. And so in recovery, you have to face that anxiety and all the things that your eating disorder is telling you not to do, and if you do will cause anxiety and guilt, etc. As I have always said, I use this metaphor for eating disorders and recovery, that there is a terrifying dragon in your garden and it traps you inside your house. You can either resign yourself to being trapped in that house forever, being miserable and alone and not being able to do stuff, or you can go out and fight that dragon, which is scary. Obviously, it's a terrifying dragon. You've got to go out and fight it. But that's exactly what it's like with an eating disorder. You can either resign yourself to letting the big scary dragon rule your life, or you can go and try and fight it, and you are stronger than it, so you will, win, but it's very, very scary to actually grab a weapon and go out and fight it because it's a big terrifying dragon. But yes, these are the choices that you have regarding your eating disorder. So when we talk about anxiety as well, if you think about a path, think about a trodden path. That path is being created by people walking on it. Someone walked that way, then another person did, and eventually it became an actual path. Like, it started off as grass, that's what I'm trying to say, and the more people walk it, it then becomes into a well-trodden path. This is what it's like in your brain when you continue responding to the eating disorder. It becomes the norm, it becomes the path that you follow each time. So when you are responding to your eating disorder, you will go to what it tells you to do, because that's what you've always done, and you know that it's the path of least resistance, the path of less anxiety. But then you have to make another path. This is what it's like in recovery, and yeah, it would probably be much easier for you emotionally to go on the well-trodden path, but you need to keep walking along another one, make a new one, and the more you walk over the new one and the new one, this one will become more overgrown, and this will become the new path. So that's what it's like in recovery. This is the one that is the one you don't want to follow, but you keep doing it because it is the well-trodden path. This one is the one you just need to keep going and going and going, and eventually this one will seem, less desirable to walk upon because it will become overgrown, and this one will become the new norm, and it will be the easiest one to go down. I hope that makes sense. It means that it will become easier. The anxiety will dissipate in time, and it does take time, but it will. So what do you do when you actually have the anxiety? How do you manage? How do you cope? Well, the first thing I always say to do is to use distraction. Distraction always worked the best for me. And there are, multiple ways you can do this. If you're feeling negative emotions, overwhelming anxiety or guilt or anything else, the first thing you want to try is to distract yourself from that really overwhelming emotion so you can calm yourself down. You could do this like any kind of ways. I have a list here. Watch a movie, read a book, write, paint or draw, blog, collage, knit or sew, research something you're interested in, play Xbox, play games on your phone, do fun internet quizzes, play computer games, talk to a family member or a friend, meet up with someone, watch a documentary, play a musical instrument, do homework, tidy your room, do some internet shopping, take photographs, do puzzles. There is a multitude of things that you can do that can take your mind off it, and different people will find that different things are better. For example, watching a movie and reading a book is the best for me because I kind of escape into a different world where I'm not thinking about anything that is making me anxious or depressed or whatever. I am literally absorbing myself in a different reality, and that really helps take me away from anything negative that I'm feeling. Puzzles are also really good. I found that recently when I was very, very anxious. I actually really hate puzzles, or I thought I hated puzzles, and then I started doing one whilst I was really anxious, and because you're really thinking about where the pieces go and really focusing so much on it, it really, really, really helped calm me down. I also have some other techniques for anxiety. Doing things which evoke a different emotion in you from one you're experiencing. This could mean reading emotional books or letters, or looking at photos that bring up, good feelings of nostalgia. It could mean watching films that evoke a different emotion to anxiety or guilt, such as a comedy or romance or even a horror. It's also good to listen to happy music when feeling sad, or calm music when feeling anxious. We tend to listen to angry music when we're angry, or sad music when we're sad, but that only reinforces the emotion rather than distracting you and making you feel something different. If you listen to the opposite kind of music, the emotion, or you watch something that's different to how you're feeling, it starts to move your emotions in a different way. If you're really, really anxious and feel like you can't contain yourself, you're really overwhelmed, you're reaching a really intense level of anxiety, you can use what's called ice diving, which means that you fill up a bowl with ice and basically stick your face in it and submerge your face for about 15 to 30 seconds before anything will really happen. But it makes your body feel like it's underwater, which means that your blood pressure, heart rate and body temperature lowers, which can stop the feelings of anxiety that are really building up physically. But if you are on beta blockers or have a heart condition or any other medical condition, do ask your doctor if it's okay for you to do this before actually doing it. Changing your environment, that can be really good when you're anxious, whether that means going to an imaginary safe place in your head or going to a place in your house where you feel the most safe, going for a brief calm walk or going to a friend's house. A change in scenery can help calm you down. Keep your reasons to recover in mind and find purpose in your negative emotions. For example, I'm doing this because I want to recover. It's necessary to feel these negative things to make progress. Knowing that negative emotions are playing a part in moving forwards can help. The last one is relaxing your body. When you actually tense up, you're telling your body that you are reacting to a danger around you. You are saying there is danger, and your body will just tense up more and you'll become more anxious. So try relaxing. If you relax your muscles, relax everything, it tells your body that you are safe, which means that the level of anxiety can be brought down. Lean back into the sofa, lie down, relax everything. Even if you're feeling really, really anxious and tense, just try really hard to relax everything. Those are the anxiety techniques that I have written down here. They all sound pretty good, to be honest. I discovered some of them recently. But yeah, anxiety relating to recovery from an eating disorder is unpleasant at best and overwhelmingly awful at worst, but it is something that can be managed, and you just need to find out what technique works for you the most, which is the most helpful for you, what makes you feel better. This will vary from person to person. Everyone finds that different things help them. My printer just made a very strange noise. So yeah, everything will be different for everybody, but those are quite a few things that you could experiment with. So I would try them out. Obviously, as I said, with the ice diving technique, do check with your doctor if you have any health conditions or on beta blockers or whatever, which is probably a good idea for people with eating disorders to check first before doing so. As I said, everything here is on my website on the blog section, and the website again is everythingedrecovery.com. So if you do want to look this all up and see it as text and as a whole written piece, then do go and see that. I hope that helps with some added techniques from my last video, so you've got more stuff to go to now if you are feeling really, really anxious or extremely negative. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope everybody is doing really well, or managing and moving forward, making progress, challenging your eating disorders, and having a good time. Obviously, recovery isn't like the best of times, but I'm hoping that you are starting to enjoy things more and get out and about and doing things and finding out who you are. So yeah, I hope you've all had a good week, and I will speak to you next week.